President Trump has just recently become the leader of a board called the Board of Peace. This is a board that will help bring about peace in the Middle East and work out the details with Gaza and work out the details of a Palestinian state in the Middle East. What's interesting about that is people have said that President Trump could be the Antichrist. But in Daniel chapter 11 and verse 22, it talks about the Antichrist coming against the Prince of the Covenant. And President Trump has become the Prince of the Peace Covenant, of which they voted him in unanimously to be the head over this new covenant of peace that they have come up with, the United Nations thing, so forth, that he is now the head of. Then if he is the Prince of the Covenant and the Antichrist will come against the Prince of the Covenant, according to Daniel 11 and 22, then President Trump cannot be the Antichrist, because the Antichrist will come against the Prince of the Covenant. So I just wanted to put that out there. And what's interesting, that covenant is the one coming off of the Abraham Peace Accords. That this is, I want to say, I know it's at least phase 2. And I think they are about to move into phase 3, which is, redoing Gaza, redoing, and also making a Palestinian state. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has agreed to allow a Palestinian state. It's not a question of whether there's going to be one. The question is, where will it be? That's a fulfillment of Bible prophecy. President Trump is also making that come into place also. So, yeah, we're very close to the confirmation of the peace treaty. It looks like we're going to go at least into 2026 before this peace treaty can be confirmed. So, looking forward next year. I know for sure, because of what President Trump did the first time he was in term, what he's doing now in the second term, that before he goes out of office, for sure, this Abraham Peace Accords will be confirmed. The 7-year period will start before he goes out of office. Nobody could do anything with the Abraham Peace Accord when he went out of office for 4 years. And for 4 years, nations signed on to the Abraham Peace Accord, even though he wasn't in office. And some tried to get rid of his peace accord and come in with a new one, but they held on to the Abraham Peace Accords, and now that is the one that is being hammered out. It is the confirmation of the League peace treaty with many, according to Daniel 9:27. President Trump is the prince of this peace accords, and he will be the one to help confirm the Abraham Peace Accords and develop a Palestinian state, and also the sharing arrangement of the Temple Mount, according to Ezekiel chapter 43, verses 1 through 7, that they will put that temple out in front of the Dome of the Rock. They will not move the Dome of the Rock. It's Daniel 43, 1 through 8. They will not move the Dome of the Rock. They will put a wall on the temple. They will split the Temple Mount, according to verse 8 of Daniel chapter 43, verses 1 through 8. He says, talks about their doorposts and thresholds by the Lord's doorposts and thresholds with a wall between the two. And if you know the first 7 verses there, when Jesus comes to the earth, he's going to the Temple Mount, enter through the eastern gate, then he will enter into the temple, and he will fill the temple with his presence to cleanse the temple from the abomination of desolation that will happen in the temple at the midpoint of the 7 years. So when Christ comes, he's going to the Temple Mount, to the temple. That lets you know, no matter what people say about where the temple was built before, the temple must be rebuilt on the Temple Mount. Because when Jesus comes to the earth to begin his millennial reign on the earth, he's going to the Temple Mount, enter through the eastern gate, go into the temple, fill the temple with his presence, and cleanse it. That means the temple has to be on the Temple Mount. So the third temple will be rebuilt, and it will be rebuilt on the Temple Mount. But I just wanted to share that with y'all, that President Trump has become the prince of the covenant. That covenant that will bring about peace in the Middle East. And he cannot be the Antichrist, because the Antichrist will exalt himself against the Prince of the Covenant. All right, God bless you. Please share. Bye-bye.